Mr. Daniel Movahedi about to get this one underway. 3 5-minute rounds if they need them in the Cage Warriors bantamweight division. Gerasimos Sioutis.
Round number 1. Ready, ready, have fun.
In the black, Nicolas Leblond in the dark green and black.
And Leblond is looking absolutely focused.
Put your fingers, Gerasimos.
Sioutis looked a lot bigger at the weigh-ins yesterday, but Leblond looks to have filled up nicely. The Greek fighter does have a couple of inches of height on Leblond, but he's in that crouch stance there. What an opportunity for Sioutis here as well to come in, and yes, he's come in late and he's finding a guy out of his weight division, but if he were to knock off the #1 contender at flyweight, all of a sudden you're going to be asking questions about when we have Sioutis back.
Yeah, this is a massive risk for Leblond. Absolutely did not need to take this fight, but like you said, you know, some guys are proper fighters, and Leblond is definitely one of them.
Watch those fingers, please. Watch your fingers. Tuck, tuck. Watch your fingers. Don't keep them close or keep them out. Let's go.
Dan Movahedi there just warning Sioutis to keep his hands closed when he's extending them.
You tell Leblond's just gauging, just measuring up that big left hand. He's barely thrown it. Trying to get his range.
I mean, that stoppage of Lupoli in Italy last year, nominated for Cage Warriors KO of the year. One of my favourites, certainly. So much great action already here tonight, and we're not even out of our early prelims yet. We've got a $50,000 prize fighter, the $10,000 bounty hunter bonus to play for as well. First guy to hit their predicted finish takes 10 G's. And of course, the tournament participants will fight twice tonight to take home that big 50 grand check.
Leblond really just still measuring up here. He's not really thrown anything. There's the first proper shot with that left hand. Are we going to start to see a little bit more output now? Over halfway through this first round.
As we've seen from Leblond in the past, he does carry that power late into the fight with him. Stopped Lupoli deep in the second round. Was losing that fight against Scott Malone until he stopped him in the third.
Really fast snatch single here to a massive big pickup on that single, and takes top position.
He has an extensive judo background, so you know he's going to have that incredible core strength.
Good work here, gentlemen. Flat feet, get your toes out of the cage.
Leblond tries to pass into mount there, but beautifully timed frames by his opponent in order to get back to his feet here. Leblond still on this standing back clinch position. He's going to try and pull him backwards. He's inserted that right leg through. He wants to try and take the back here. Not a huge amount of time on the clock to work. If I'm Leblond here, I'm going to be trying to utilize this position. If I do get top position, trying to do as much damage as possible to secure this round, because I mean, it's a pretty close round. He hasn't had a huge amount of output in terms of damage. You know, we would class that takedown as a damage, you know, as a quote-unquote damaging takedown, but
I mean, one thing that's abundantly clear is that Sioutis is not just here to make up the numbers here tonight against Leblond, making him work for this. Oh, big spinning back elbow. French fans seem to really be getting behind Leblond of late. We've seen it happen to a few guys over the years. Thankfully, it didn't happen there. And we're back underway for this second round. Our final feature prelim, our final early prelim, rather, for you tonight, folks. But our regular prelims, which feature the semi-finals and alternate bout of prize fighter, 5:30 UK time.
That's it. You kind of got to look at our prelims as sort of early main card, because we do have our, the fighters that are going to be in the main event of the main card fighting on those prelims.
Right hand lands for Leblond there.
Fingers, fingers.
And a bit of showboating here from Sioutis, but he's warned again about those fingers, and you really wouldn't want to see him lose a point for that if you were to catch Leblond with an errant finger at this stage. Oh, both guys landing shots there. And one thing we have seen from Leblond, Dan, is that sometimes he's got to take one or two before he gets into that fifth gear. There's that fast left hand.
Leblond definitely starting to pick up the pace in terms of his output compared to the first round.
A lot of movement from both guys here. Leblond trying for the takedown, doesn't get it. Re-entry there from the Frenchman.
He's very, very fast on these shots. That first one had no setup, defended very quickly. He goes straight back to striking and then immediately drops down again. He's on a much better position here. Sioutis needs to be very careful that Leblond doesn't just spin around and look for the back here. Leblond trying to take those legs out, open up and expose the back. He tries to take a hook and ends up coming underneath the arm here.
Real chess match going on here, but they separate.
Sioutis' takedown defense is really nice. He fights the hands really well.
We said not to let that 5-6 record of Sioutis fool you. He's really come on in recent years after not the best start to his pro MMA career. Plenty of amateur fights too before turning pro. But as you see from fighters where the MMA scene in their home nation is developing, he's had to travel a lot early doors. He's had to be that away fighter. Nice body kicks there from Leblond. Sioutis trying to use that movement to throw Leblond off and maybe get a bite. Stiff shot from the Frenchman though. Leblond still center of the cage here. Trying to find a way past that long reach. Lands a kick, but able to wrestle up.
Yeah, really nicely caught there by Sioutis. In top position here in side control again. Leblond tries to wrestle up and is able to do so. You can see how hot it is in here. These guys are absolutely, glistening with sweat, and it does make such a difference to the grappling when they are like that. It's going to be so much harder for these guys for the whole night tonight, for anyone to hold each other down in half guard, side control, especially once it goes past the first round or so. All grappling exchanges are going to look a lot more scrappy tonight than they would do on a night where it wasn't so humid and hot in here.
Fingers, fingers.
Nice leg kick from Leblond there. Goes up high.
Ready.
And you have to wonder, you know, as you mentioned, the grappling going to be that little bit trickier the longer a fight wears on. Are there guys sat in the back right now thinking, well, you know, I'd originally planned to maybe drag him into deep water. I actually want to get him out of there in the first round instead now.
Yeah. I mean, for those who haven't grappled, you know, I'm a grappler. We grapple generally, you know, 90% of the time we are in rash guard. Beautiful entry there. Another high C straight onto the back. And I think we're going to see some of that slipperiness here. You can already see as he starts to slip off the back here. The back is one of the best positions to be on when it is super slippery because you're able to take really, really good control with stuff like body triangles. It can be so difficult to hold other positions, but the back is sort of one of them that always works. It's going to be harder to control, but it is one that always works. Right now, you can already see that hook has slipped off. And here, Sioutis is going to try and turn into Leblond. As Leblond tries to get exposure on the far side, he's sliding out here.
Get your toes out of the cage, Nicolas.
And reversals to take top position.
Leblond playing defense now.
Nice transitions. Yeah, like I was saying, you know, when you grapple with rash guard and shorts, it's a very different experience to if you take that rash guard off and you grapple with bare chest. You just start sliding all over the place. Leblond has been using this high C position for these big takedowns throughout tonight. Instead, switching to do some damage from this back clinch.
Just going to work with that left hand there briefly.
And I think the antidote to the difficulty in controlling someone when it's this slippery is focus more on doing damage when you can. Don't assume that you're going to be able to advance your grappling positions to more dominant positions because there's a higher chance that that's not going to happen. So sort of take the damage as soon as you can in case it's not going to turn into anything more profitable.
Leblond still mixing it up with the hands there. Takes a body shot from Sioutis, not a whole lot on it though. There's the left again. Remember folks, Leblond fighting up a weight class here.
I mean, you couldn't really tell watching the fight, could you?
No, a week ago thought he was fighting at 125. Showmanship here from Gerasimos Sioutis. Left hand again, a flying knee from Leblond.
Thumbs up from Sioutis.
Big head kick from the Greek there.
Shot from Sioutis. I believe this is the first sort of entry attempted by Sioutis in this fight. Shrugged off with ease. And now we're really starting to see Leblond turn up the intensity and volume of his strikes.
Minute to go. Leblond letting the hands rip here. Sioutis firing back though. It's not all one-way traffic for the Frenchman.
Oh, it's not been one-way traffic this entire fight, really. Sioutis has been in the fight the whole time. He's just not really been able to find a way into this to really get any effective offensiveness.
Sioutis popping that jab off and a nice straight right hand lands there.
Another shot from Leblond. Is he going to switch back to that high C? Instead, he's going to look to strike from here. I think it's a good idea.
The nose of LeBlanc bloodied there.
Yeah.
Get your fingers out of the gloves, please, Mikey. Get your fingers out of the gloves. Your hands out of the cage. Get your hands out of the cage. Get your hands out of the cage.
Tries the spinning back elbow at the death. Sioutis trying to switch kick.
Stop. You're done, gentlemen.
And it's over.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of mixed martial arts action, we go to our judges' scorecards. Your judges score this contest 29-28, 30-27, and 30-27 in favor of your winner by way of unanimous decision in the red corner, Nicolas